Associates, and I'm really excited to be here because one, I have never been to this place, and I have never met you both before, so we've been having a lot of fun kind of behind the scenes, so I'm really excited to hear all about what you do here. So Dr. Nitz and Crystal, his wife, also co-owner, we know, she runs the ship,
Yeah.
right? Just admit that on camera, that's all I want. Just say, yes, she does. No, I'm joking. So tell our viewers a little bit about you and a little bit about your practice.
About me, I'm a husband and a father of 5 children. Grew up in Northern Illinois, so I feel like this is very much home for my entire life. Went to Wheaton College, met my wife, went to University of Illinois for med school, so ended up in Rockford.
Okay.
Stayed for the residency program in family medicine, and practiced for a number of years doing family medicine. 8 years in Mount Morris with the University of Illinois, clinic that was there, and 2 years with Physicians Immediate Care, running a nutritionally oriented primary care program there, and I have continued to do emergency medicine until this past year for 6 years or so, I guess was. So anyway, not that my career is who I am, but
well, it kind of makes people comfortable. You're a doctor,
very much
and they
is
want to
who I
know
am, I guess.
the path you got. So
Yeah,
how did you
right.
get into this? Is functional medicine.
Mm-hmm.
So what is exactly that?
I felt like with general medicine, while I appreciate what I had learned through the conventional medicine model and practicing that, I felt like many things were missing.
Right.
I recognized after a while that a lot of what I was doing was waiting until somebody finally had the disease, and now I had a drug to cure them. So the drug that we had kind of defined the disease. Oh, your cholesterol's high because if you get to this level, we have a drug that brings that down. And it just didn't really ring true. And the more I spent, the more I read, the more I learned. I felt like there were some major elements that were missing. While there's a role for the emergency medicine, for the specialist, for many things that can be done with acute care and such, that treating chronic disease can be done so much better if we learn a few things and apply them.
So what differentiates functional medicine?
One, what are the root causes of complex chronic disease? So I'm not treating colds and flus and strep throats and stuff like that here. What I'm looking for is either how can I prevent you from going down the road of complex chronic disease,
right,
or people come in a fairly broken state and conventional medicine hasn't had the answers for your chronic fatigue syndrome, your irritable bowel syndrome, your whatever. I'm looking for the root causes. So is it a complex phenomenon of how your immune system isn't working correctly in your gut? Is there a dysfunction there that we can help correct? And there are many examples of that. Do you perhaps have a chronic infection, such as Epstein-Barr virus or Lyme disease, or something that could be causing that?
Something that keeps coming back, and we've got to figure this out. How are we going to figure this out?
Exactly.
And sometimes it can even start with like an acute event. Like I've been on my own health journey, and it really, when we roll the timeline back, it's when I broke my back in 2011.
Right.
And from that point on, I've had this whole cascade of things going wrong. And, poor guy has to help fix his wife.
It's a privilege.
But that's a good example. Like sometimes it's not just an infection or
Right.
a deficiency or an imbalance or something. Sometimes it's a concussion or it's a car crash or something that can bring things on.
And sometimes it's fairly simple. We find you're deficient in these nutrients, and we replace them, and you feel fine. Your hormones are a bit suboptimal. We correct that, and you feel fine. We find some toxins
what types
and
of
help you remove
symptoms
those.
or diseases do you treat? Maybe like a top list.
Well, let me finish the first question. So
I
what
don't even know how we got
differentiates?
there.
I know, yeah. So what differentiates functional medicine? I would say the other major factor is what I was just alluding to. Not just saying, "No, you're normal. You may not feel right, but everything's normal."
You fit in the box.
Normal. You're in the
Relax.
box.
Right.
Or in the box.
Check.
They're in this lower corner, but they're in the box.
Yeah, let's expand the box a little bit and realize what's really there. And normal may not be optimal. So how can we help every human who walks through the door be at their optimal best?
Well, and your normal may not be my normal.
True.
you know, and that helps by expanding that
Perception.
box, going, wait a minute,
Yeah.
you know, that might work for somebody else, but for me, this is what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so what are the main symptoms and diseases you treat?
Okay. Let's go back and say, first of all, anyone who wants to be at their optimal best would be welcome to come and be seen.
Okay.
So let's help prevent the progression to complex chronic disease. We're all going to develop some degree of complex, some degree of a disease at some point. You know, so how can we keep that from approaching? Let's keep that at bay as best as possible. So prevention, truly,
Right.
the real factors. You know, secondly, you know, people that come in with a number of problems, they may be coming in with fatigue, chronic fatigue, like severe fatigue, gut issues, anything in the gut. Allergies, we're looking at starting an allergy program within the next month. So you know, severe chronic allergies, autoimmune diseases, you know, many of these things are reversible. Metabolic syndrome and the whole grouping there. Let's find why you've been gaining weight and help you correct your diet and your movement and your supplementation plan, et cetera,
Right.
to correct that. And it
Okay.
may just be that, again, your hormones are a bit off and we make some corrections there, you know.
What's the most rewarding thing about working with your patients?
Well, that's just getting people better. Sitting down with somebody in the first 5 minutes of our visit, and this is better, and this is better. That just fills me up.
And you're just like,
I love it. I mean, and it's using these tools I didn't have before I learned functional medicine and all of what's around that.
Right,
It's like
right.
I've got so many tools in the tool belt now to help, and it's exciting to see them work.
And I
in
should
many
say,
ways.
we
So,
are in your new beautiful facility
we are.
right
We
now.
are. Yep.
So it's gorgeous. I
Yeah.
can't wait to see how it unfolds as, you know, as time goes on. And it seems like this is a much bigger space for you. So it'll be, it's just very open and welcoming, I have to say that, coming in here.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
lots of smiles. Your staff's been amazing since we've been here.
I'm
So
grateful for our great team.
if there, and you know what, it takes a village. I always tell everybody, it takes a village. If there's one thing you want our viewers to know about your practice, what is it?
You don't have to
good.
stay stuck.
Right, you're not getting the results you want and need, and
If you've been told that you're going to just
a good
have
point.
diarrhea for the rest of your life, that may not be the case.
right.
Let's dig deeper and find out what could help.
And you possibly don't need a medicine to control that. You may need something, another change, a bigger change, maybe a
Right.
smaller change. You
We
don't
might
know.
even be able to help you get off some medicines and replace that with natural therapies that help get you better.
If someone wanted to find out more about your clinic or become a patient, where would they go?
We will have an open house on June 12th here, 5:30 to 7 or something
Okay,
like that.
and that's a
about that.
Wednesday, I believe,
Yes.
correct?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
5:30 on a
So
Wednesday.
come on in,
June
see the new
12th.
facility, meet you,
Yep.
meet your beautiful
And the
wife,
staff.
Yep.
and all the
We'll have
staff.
Yeah.
just a short program and then, so we'll keep that short. And, yeah.
Well, thank you very much. This has been very eye-opening for me, and I hope it's been for all of our viewers as
Good.
well. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's birthday time again. Celebrating today, Michael J. Fox is 58. Thursday, Captain America Chris Evans will be 38. Also on Thursday, you got it, dude, the Olsen twins will be 33. Friday, President Donald Trump turns 73. And lastly, Neil Patrick Harris will be 46 on Saturday. Happy birthday.